my mom. Lots of questions if you're single or not.
Okay, well.
Are you? We're live. Okay, but the questions from Instagram off the jump.
Oh boy.
Single. Are you looking for a new boyfriend? Oh, are you thinking of being a trainer?
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
We'll get more into Instagram questions later, but we have our first guest ever.
Our first guest.
Momma VanZant.
Yeah.
The one and only. Thank you for coming on our podcast, Mom.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And of course, you were a little nervous at first. You're not used to being behind the camera.
No, I'm used to being behind the camera and not on or in the camera.
Yes, you're used to being behind. You're usually filming me dancing and doing funny things. But now you're in the hot seat.
Yes, I am.
I guess, yeah, just to introduce you, I guess the world's gotten a little bit of a taste of you lately.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of taste of you lately. Posted.
You know what is really funny though is when you and I first, started talking and stuff, I always wondered, I was like, who's filming her like all the time during your videos and everything? And then of course,
because you probably expected it to be like a boyfriend.
Yeah. I mean, because you got, all these videos of yourself and obviously someone was filming you and all that. So
somebody was filming and it was my amazing mother.
And we have her right in front of us.
We did. And yesterday I tried to get you to take pictures of me and my mom in bikinis and you said no.
Yeah. No,
That's where
I had to draw the line somewhere.
That's where the line is drawn.
Yeah.
First question.
Yes.
Everyone on my Instagram wants to make an OnlyFans.
Ooh.
The uncomfortable conversation starts.
Yeah, we're gonna jump right into the good stuff.
I'm gonna say it took a lot for me to even. Actually, it didn't take a lot, but that was like yesterday, total random, spontaneous. We were just gonna go outside and jump in the pool, and I don't know. I just had a swim dress, right?
You had a swim dress on
with swim shorts. And
yes, you're 52, but the swim dress was a tad bit ridiculous.
So then Paige is trying to put something on me. I'm not really sure. It was kind of like acrobats. I don't know. There's like
it was a thong swimsuit.
Ties and trying to get in and out of it.
Oh,
and it
boy.
was backwards.
It was preparing you for when you're elderly and I have to change you.
Yes,
but
that's kind of what it felt like. That is what
this time it was
like.
a thong bikini and
Which is... It's going to be a while because let's just talk about how in shape. Your mom is in incredible shape.
Incredible shape.
She works out all the time. She never stops moving.
I love to work out.
And you know what I realized when you started, coming and visiting and hanging out with us? I realized I married my mom.
Oh, shit.
I think you did.
I don't
this
know.
whole time having my mom here, I'm like, okay, we're going to go get drunk. We're going to get brunch. We'll wake up in the morning straight to Bloody Mary's. Beach, relax. No, you can't focus until you've either gone for a run, lifted weights, and it was like, all right, we're gonna run this morning, have a break, we're gonna go to the gym tonight, then we can like enjoy our day.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the way you are.
Yeah. And then throw in the sauna, a little sauna, cold plunge at night
Cold
too.
plunge.
And,
Yes.
But so
basically I married my mom.
I mean, we feel good. We love to work out.
I love to work out.
Yes, and you look incredible for 52. Happy birthday,
thanks.
by the way. You just turned 52.
Yeah.
I know.
52, incredible. Okay, backstory.
Okay.
You grew up a dancer,
Yes.
owned a dance studio. Recently, actually, you still were teaching dance.
Yeah.
Last year.
I was teaching dance. Yeah, for Shalem Valley Dance Academy.
Yes, which you started.
Yes, I did.
You did. And then you ended up selling your studio after you had kids.
Yes.
You got me into dancing. I want to talk about the transition between me being a dancer to going into being a professional fighter.
Ooh, good.
What did you think?
Let's see. Well, okay. So if we go back, dancing, you're just always loved being the center of attention. Loved being...
No way.
Wow.
No way.
Love feels a little bit like a diss.
No, not really. In a positive way.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I could step back a little bit. You have never been camera shy. And you've always just been really comfortable in front of the camera. And I think you've always been destined to do something that's in the limelight. That's just you, who you are. I remember the first time you danced for a Blazer game, Portland Blazer game. There's like the center. You can't miss the center. And you were 8, and there was another 10-year-old girl right here, and you just nicely was like, oh, I believe your spot is right here.
And my spot's in the middle.
And she moved, and then you stood right there, and that was it.
That's so funny.
Well, yeah. But I'm a lot like you, so, too. Yes. I feel like you, although you don't necessarily like to be the center of attention, you love making dance videos and having fun and, showing your happy side, but...
Yeah, I think I'm fine being the center of attention if I'm like teaching a class or with my group of 85-year-olds.
Which 85-year-olds now, tell everybody what you do now for work.
I work at this amazing retirement center in Salem, and I basically work along occupational therapists, physical therapists. I get all of their notes, that things they need to work on, their exercises, their programs. I'll make some programs of my own, and I just help get them back on their feet. I help them stay independent as long as possible. I have one resident who had a stroke and was told she'd never walk again, and she is now walking with a walker. So now she gets to walk happy hour. It's really neat.
You send me videos every now and then of like their progress of not being able to walk. These are like, 85-year-olds, and my mom, with working with them and getting them using their muscles again, you're able to get people who are 85 walking again.
Yeah, and it's really rewarding.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you've always been, you're a freak athlete, and I have some really funny stories about working out. But you've always been an athlete your entire life. Played basketball. Now it just makes sense that you're still using your body in an athletic way, but helping elderly people get back on their feet.
Yeah, which is really amazing.
It is. Yeah. It's incredible. So our first episode was kind of an introduction of us in our relationship. And we shared the story of you meeting Austin for the first time.
Yes.
And we want to get your perspective. There's a few stories. Meeting him the first time, one after he already lived with us. Then we have when he called you to say that he was proposing.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So let's just, start at the beginning. First time you met Austin, he had already lived with me.
Yes, that's right. So I'm trying to think. Actually, what's funny though is I saw a picture of you and Austin together, and you're both in black, but you're not dating or anything. I think you're just observing an MMA, a local MMA.
Oh yeah, we were observing some fights.
We were observing some fights.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny, like how just something sort of resonated. I don't know what it was, but then I was like, oh, who is this? And I go and look, and I was like, oh, he just seems really sweet. There's a picture of him and his mom, and I don't know. It's weird how like, I don't know, the universe works, but I don't know. I felt something like I don't know, like just his family. I was like, oh, what a neat family. And I was like, oh, he has a girlfriend, so that must not, I was like, okay, she's just taking a picture with him.
Just taking a picture with him.
But I don't know, it's just something like, and I'll never forget his mom. Like she just kind of lit up in the picture and just seemed so genuine and sweet. Like you could just kind of feel her heart like coming right out of that little Instagram photo. And then, a little bit later, here you guys are together.
Just a little bit later.
A little bit later, I was moving into the house.
Yes, a tiny bit later. And actually, the funniest thing I do remember is I remember thinking, well, he doesn't have a neck tattoo.
How funny is that?
That's exactly what I thought. No neck tattoo.
At least he doesn't have a neck tattoo.
Oh, boy.
He with a giant eyeball on your throat.
Yeah, but meet you, and then I met your sister, and I don't know if I met Nick and Natalie, but I just remember meeting Natalie and the kids, and they were just so sweet and so kind. And then I met Uncle Jesse, and then his now wife. Yeah, and just really nice people. I couldn't say anything more. I was just amazing.
Well, okay, but let's backtrack, Mom. You're being really polite right now.
Oh no!
And you're making yourself look really good.
This is like the most nervous I think I'd be about any guest or anything.
Right?
Is doing this with your mom.
This with my mom.
Yes.
There was phone calls where you were very mad at me that I moved this man into my house.
Understandable.
That I just met.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I met him 2 weeks, and now he's living in my house. So
understandable. Yeah.
So you had some reservations at first.
I did have some reservations. I think maybe just I don't know, know, maybe jumping into a relationship too soon, which could get me in trouble.
But before we go on, it it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of, especially like in the world that we're in, you were already established. You were, had already been fighting in the UFC. You'd been on Dancing with the Stars, all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, this guy's moving into to your house, and, and I'm pursuing my own goal or dreams, and, and like all these things. And so I get all that for sure.
The concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And I'm a mama bear.
Oh, do we talk about the relationship you're in now?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that brings it back.
So my mom
Yes.
was super mad at me moving in my boyfriend after dating for 2 weeks. My mom, lots of questions if you're single or not.
Okay, well.
Are you?
I do currently have a boyfriend.
Oh.
And how soon did he move in with you?
Oh, there was tequila. there was tequila involved.
And then
no.
all of a sudden, I'm calling my mom, and she's telling me about her boyfriend, who is in his mid-40s, you said, and he moved in. I found out my mom's boyfriend, not only is he in his 40s, and my mom's 52 now, he lives with her.
Yes.
This strange man that I've never met. So yes, I could feel the stress too. I understood the position you were in. But then of course I do my Instagram and Facebook stalking like any female does.
Yeah.
And what did I find out, Mom?
Well, let's see. The first thing you found out was that he's a wee bit younger.
He's a
Yes.
wee bit younger than his mid-40s, huh?
Okay, then the best comment though, she was like, so how old is he? I'm like, well, he's in his early 40s. He really, Mom, really?
Really?
Because I already did a background check. I expected this from my father.
Oh shit.
I did.
No.
I ran him through a
father.
background check program, and I found out he was not in his mid-40s, Mom. How old's your boyfriend?
39 to 40.
39 to 40.
39.
Oh no.
He has to tell people he's 40.
So my mom's a tit of a cougar,
Apparently.
but you're happy.
I'm
Yes.
happy, yes. And I will say it's not like middle school where you like go around asking, or high school. I will say in my defense, he did say he was in his 40s. So I didn't really think anything. I mean, I didn't think to check otherwise. I didn't actually find out how old he was until I think he had a Zoom doctor appointment.
Yeah.
And he had to give his birthday.
And then you were like,
Oh no. How to be caught like, oh gosh, dang it. Yeah.
You're like, wait, my boyfriend is significantly younger than I think he is.
But my coworker Christine, who I absolutely love, she had told him that I was 46, and then she had told me that I think he was like 45, 46. So I think we both had like been told, and I don't think we thought anything else.
Yeah.
We were wearing masks, so you don't see anybody without a mask on. I just took my mask off and then put it back on.
Yeah.
Anyways, another story.
Anyways.
But yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Which is just, this is hilarious because it truly is the opposite of but I ended up feeling the same way like your mom, because I'm the protective, I'm the son-in-law, and we'd been married and so I'm thinking the same thing, like, what the hell, like this guy is just moving in with her,
This guy's just gonna move in with your mom.
And just really funny because and it's the same, like this guy comes around, he's dating your mom, he knows that your mom's daughter is who you are, and all these questions come up, but fast forward from then, and he is a really great guy and
Seems
treats your
alright.
mom so well and stuff.
He's all right for now.
But yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
No, he's
No, very nice. And I can say you're happy.
I am happy.
Yes.
It's really nice to see you like truly, truly happy in life.
Yeah.
And I learned from you, love and be loved.
Exactly.
And I'm just living one day at a time, living in the moment.
And
I met someone who, I'm super active, so we go and play I found someone who actually, I don't know how we found, but we've been taking hip hop classes together. We play basketball together. we are swimming in the Pacific Ocean, and it is, I don't know what the temperature, it's like 40, 50 degrees out, and we're swimming, and we do not wear wetsuits.
Oh, dang.
We're swimming in boogie boarding. Yeah, just someone who loves to, like, I don't know, be outdoors. And
Yeah.
Which you talked about basketball. I have a basketball story later.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna like to share this one.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
It's about me playing in your,
Oh, shit.
playing in your
yeah.
alumni
Yeah.
game.
Which, yeah, we got that coming
Which
up
is coming
soon.
up, and
Yeah.
I probably won't make the team this year.
Yeah. Another fight that we had, by the way.
We did fight about that.
Yes,
a
we
really
did.
big fight.
Yeah.
We'll just do the story. We'll just
Okay.
go for it.
Okay, so, I mean, this must have been like 3-4 years ago. We were married.
This was last year.
No, it wasn't
It
last year.
wasn't?
Last year, we just stayed in Anchorage.
Okay.
It was...
Year before last or something.
Yeah, maybe the year before last. But we were going back to the village, back to Ninilchik for Christmas and being with the family. And every year around the same time, it's like right before Christmas, we have the alumni game for basketball, which, you know, if no one knows, I was a basketball player
Yes.
and enjoyed playing basketball.
My
So
mom was a basketball player too.
we got a
Love
fellow
basketball.
hooper
Yep,
across.
fellow hooper.
So we go, and my school is tiny,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know, we don't have a whole lot. So I think the girls' team was like short. They didn't have that many, and
Yes.
and you were being called upon as a guest.
You and your sister were like, "Oh, you're athletic. Play in the alumni game. You'll be great."
yeah.
You
You
know.
wanted to play too, though. You were like, I want to play
because
too,
I'm
because you like
thinking
being a
this,
part
like,
of. Yeah.
I love being a part of athletics. I had never played basketball before, but like this cheesy little basketball game at your high school. No, his whole town shows up.
Oh, yeah.
The whole town.
Oh, the village came out
The
strong.
whole village shows up.
Yeah.
The stands are full of people. I have never played a single game of basketball
Yeah,
in
no
my
organized
entire
basketball,
life.
right?
Never.
Yeah.
I have never. You know what? I've played bump in middle school. Like, what him and his sister failed to tell me is how seriously they take, like, this is serious.
Oh, this
His whole
is...
town, it's a big deal.
Yeah, this is, you know, if you're part of the alumni team, it's like you put your foot on the throat of the high schoolers.
Yes.
Because, you know, it's these kids. We're trying to... Backstory too, one year when I was in high school, I actually broke my nose. One of the alumni guys broke my nose. Like, so it gets
Yeah,
serious.
It's serious. Do they tell me that? No. So I start playing. I don't know how to play basketball. So
You found out real quick.
got out really fast in front of his entire town that I don't know how to play basketball. They like gave me the ball to like bring it in. And of course I'm like, oh, thanks. And I like start running down the court with the ball and immediately whistle, traveling out of here.
Oh man, the death stares I was
I
getting
was
because I
so-
was in the crowd, right?
He's in the crowd watching me. And so everyone's like wanting me to play because they're giving me the ball because they think I'm this like
Paige
athlete.
VanZant. Yeah, Paige. Van-
I couldn't travel. Every time I touched the ball, I got penalized. Every single time. It was the most embarrassing
Oh,
moment
man.
in my entire life. And I'm just, once I was like, put me on the bench. Put me on the bench. So I sit in the bench and I'm just staring at him in the audience
Oh
like,
gosh.
you son of a bitch. You did not tell me that this was like a serious game.
Yeah.
And I was so mad at him.
That was a fight, and I was playing right after.
Yes.
And
so then I had to sit in the audience with the whole crowd that I was so embarrassed and watch him play and just like elbow everybody and like go up and dunk. And
yeah, not good, but
anyways, my mom would like to be in the alumni game.
oh yeah,
Yes.
she wants to be an honorary Ninil chicken.
Yes.
I can do it.
It's coming up.
And
We've
she
got a few
actually
weeks.
knows how to play basketball. She was the point guard on her basketball team.
Yeah, so a little redemption. And honestly, I mean, if you didn't show up to the game and we just brought your mom, she could pass off as you because you two look so much alike.
I could. Actually, it's funny, a story about that too. I was at my sister's
heard-
birthday party. And so my sister just turned 60. Happy birthday, Aunt Bethy. Woo.
Happy birthday.
Woo. Anyhow, so some couple comes up to me, starts talking about you playing basketball. and the nil chick and saying like, I don't think she's ever played basketball before.
Oh, that is
No.
so
I'm
funny.
They
not
said
kidding.
that.
Yeah. Oh, Dick and Linda Hawkins. Yes.
They told me that you've been banned from the alumni game.
Oh, that is so
Dear
funny.
Lord. And here I thought everyone forgot about it.
No, that's the first thing I heard.
Oh, that is
no.
hilarious.
Okay, well,
And a very small world
But
too.
they
That's
did
crazy.
say any other sport you are allowed.
thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other sport.
Any other sport you are allowed, just not
But
basketball.
I'm terrible at basketball.
So will you be playing in the alumni volleyball game?
No. Oh, volleyball?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've never played volleyball before either, but I have a feeling I'm going to be really good at it.
Yeah, we used to do, I think we used to do like a game to a lot like the alumni game, but it was like the high school boys basketball team against the volleyball team, and yeah, pretty funny.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
I
pretty
will
fun.
say though, if you change the rules of basketball and made it basketball where you allowed tackles, punching,
Oh, they have.
and that could be fun, like some sort of MMA basketball.
They have like a
would,
combat
like-
Juan,
basketball.
yeah,
There
look
we
up
go.
that the Russians. That is a Russian Dagestani thing. They
Yes.
do, yes.
And maybe that's how basketball should be played.
That is how
that
basketball should be
is.
played.
You would be good in that.
I would be really
Yeah.
good.
Let's start it. Female team only.
Let's start that.
Yeah.
Let's start
Yeah,
that.
we'll have to get a clip of that because that, yeah.
It is really
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah. Okay. Back to things that I am good at. Let's just talk. No, I have some positive stories in here that I just feel like the perspective of a mother of a female fighter is very interesting. Just, everyone, when I tell them I'm a professional fighter, they're like, oh, what does your mom think? So I have some fun stories.
Okay.
That I'm sure, obviously, you know about. One of which is the Dana White call that I got.
Yes, I always remember that. Yes.
When Dana White called me to tell me that I would be on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
The Tough House.
in the Tough House. So I was working at 24 Hour Fitness, and surprise husband, I went to Panda Express for dinner. Love Panda Express. Shout out Panda Express. Went to Panda Express was it before or after work? One of the two. I was either getting off my shift or going to work because I worked the late shift at 24 Hour Fitness.
Yeah.
I break open my fortune cookie. I'm sorry, I just got an eyeball of your Crocs.
Oh yeah, my Christmas gift came in the mail
I got it
today,
him
a little
and Nick
early.
matching cowboy boot Crocs.
Yeah. Yeah. So if Nick is watching this, your gift has been exposed. But
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
But they're pretty epic.
so
You guys are a
comfortable,
Croc
so
family.
cool. Yeah.
Croc
Yeah, we
family.
are Croc family. The village all wears Crocs.
Crocs.
So.
Anyways, hilarious. Okay, so I'm at 24 Hour Fitness. Bust open this fortune cookie, and the cookie said, you will get good news, like, soon. It was something like, you're going to get really good news soon. Your life's about to change. And I remember the fortune cookie. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I, saved it because at the time I would save my fortune cookies. And what? what is funny
It's-
about
no,
that?
that's cute.
We
Yeah.
just got a good one before that too, because I remember we saved it. I remember you and I were together. You must have been home or
Mm-hmm.
something, and you got a really good one and saved it. And it was just like a few days later when you got the call.
Yes.
But you
so
also got
I kept getting these. Well, I go to Panda Express a lot. That exposes me. Anyways, I kept getting these fortune cookies saying your life's about to change. You have good news coming on the horizon. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Great cookie. And then I'm at the gym, and I don't know why. I was in practice, and for whatever reason, my phone kept ringing, and I was like, well, I'll answer it, whatever. And I never answer calls from people I don't know. Swipe the phone. He's like, hey, is this Paige? I'm like, yeah, this is Paige. He's like, hey, can you go somewhere quiet because the gym's really loud?
Yeah.
Go in the locker room, and it's like, hey, this is Dana White. I'm like, what? I was like, yeah, this is Dana.
Who's this chick? Dana?
Like, wait, Dana? And he was like, yeah, this is Dana White. And he's like, I wanted to call you because we're having a whole new season of The Ultimate Fighter. It's going to be female straw weights, and we want you to be a competitor. You've been chosen to be a competitor on The Ultimate Fighter. And I was like, holy shit. I dropped to my knees. I'm crying. I'm freaking out at practice. I go out to the locker room. I tell everybody, which I wasn't supposed to tell anybody.
Yeah, don't say anything to anybody,
don't
but
say
we're going to have
anything.
you on.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. And I'm
Yeah.
screaming through Team Alpha Male, I'm on the Ultimate Fighter. So then I call my parents. I call my mom.
Yes.
And I say, hey, Mom, Dana White just called me and said I'm going to be on the Ultimate Fighter. And what did you say?
Are you sure it wasn't a prank call?
Yes. She's like, no.
No, are you sure it wasn't a prank call?
Dana White did not call
I
you.
was like, I don't think Dana White calls people.
Yeah, I don't think Dana White calls people.
And I was in Target when you told me that too.
And you're like, no, don't get your hopes up. Like, Dana White doesn't just call people. And I'm sure it was a prank call. Like, just don't get your hopes up. And sure enough, my fortune cookie was correct. And I got posted on Twitter that I was going to be on the newest season of The Ultimate Fighter.
And I think, didn't you even ask Uriah, like, is this real or something?
No,
yeah.
I confirmed Dana's phone number with Uriah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, that's Dana's phone number. And I was like, I told you.
Oh, that's so cool.
Inevitably, I was too young to be on The Ultimate Fighter. I got that call when I was just 19 years old. And you had to be 21 to be on The Ultimate Fighter because there was drinking in the house. So he still signed me to, obviously, a UFC contract, which is amazing. But I had to wait to compete until the season of The Ultimate Fighter had finished filming.
Because they didn't have straw weights.
They didn't have straw weights yet.
Yeah.
No. So I competed for my first UFC fight when I was 20 years old.
Crazy.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, pretty exciting. So that was one story. I had an interesting question, or like, just wanted to get your perspective. Obviously, you had watched me compete, watched me fight. You would go to some fights. Some you were a little bit too nervous to show up. The one fight you were at the front row in.
Yes, that was Rose Namajunas.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I didn't think that
row.
I didn't think that she had went to any of your UFC fights.
I went to her debut, which was amazing.
Oh, okay.
And from the mom perspective, I think the hardest thing for me was you cutting weight for some reason. 'Cause
Yeah.
you were so tiny, like you didn't have any body fat anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking, let's just, I don't know. That was, I think that I just wanted to feed you.
Yeah.
Well, and you just kept wanting to like cut my hair. You wanted to
okay.
do all these things to make it, or just like tell me not to fight because you hated the fact that I was cutting weight.
Yeah, there's something about the weight cut. But that was an amazing fight. I'm so glad I was there. Just amazing. The whole experience was...
Yeah, so she was at my UFC debut.
Okay.
I don't know how many fights you went.
The first debut, and then the second, let's see, with you. So you won your first one. That was Kaylin Curran. Then your second fight was against Felice Herrig, and I actually felt like I was there, but I was actually holding two dogs screaming at the TV.
She was
That was
babysitting.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then the third fight, Alex Chambers, you won that one too. And I was actually in the hotel room with Gaylin, and her son was supposed to text me a play-by-play of the whole thing, and I didn't get any text messages, which made me think, oh no, this didn't go
Not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you did amazing.
Yeah,
You
got
won that
one by armbar.
Then the fourth fight, I really don't like being... It was just too close. We were like right in front. I felt squished between managers.
So my mom didn't like to go to my fights. So
Yeah,
basically she went to my first one, but she sat all the way in the back. So she was in the very, very high bleachers.
Yeah.
The second two, she didn't go. She just got too nervous, and I was okay with that. Like, I don't need, no offense, negative energy around me around fight week. And so like some fighters just like prefer not to have their family there. And I think that's kind of how I am. I prefer just, I don't want to see anybody.
Yeah.
Too much going on. I don't want to talk to you. Love you. But I mean, you have to understand it's a fight.
I'm so nervous. It's like I'm gonna throw up.
And
like,
I can
the entire time.
I can sense it and I can feel it, like her nervousness. So I was the main event. I was supposed to fight. I just got called for my first main event ever. I was 3-0 in the UFC.
Yep.
Got called to fight. Who was I supposed to fight?
She's like from not Australia, but from
She's from
the UK.
Scotland.
Yeah, Scotland. Yeah.
What's
Who was that?
Gosh, it's gonna piss me off that I can't
I
remember
know.
her name.
We know she's married.
I can picture her.
John Wood, right?
Yeah.
John Wood's wife. So something Wood.
But
But it's
wasn't Wood.
hyphenated.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay.
We'll come back to that.
We'll pop that in. Anyways, I was supposed to.
Calderwood.
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 Gosh, dang it. Okay.
Joanne
Thank you.
Calderwood. Yes.
So I got called from the UFC. I was 3-0 in the UFC. It was International Fight Week, so they did 3 fights back to back. And I got called for my first ever main event against Joanne Calderwood. And she ended up getting hurt and pulling out. So they asked me to fight Rose, who was ranked number 3 in the world at the time. And I was ranked, I believe, number 6 in the world at the time. So I agreed to fight Rose. Because I'm the main event, they gave me like 4 front row tickets so my family could sit cage side. Of course, I think they had cameras on you. It was a big deal. You know, when you're the main event, they really, you get more perks, I guess. They go out of their way to just like take care of you and your family.
Yep.
So I agreed to fight Rose. First loss in the UFC. Not only was it a loss, we went 5 rounds.
Yeah.
and I am man enough to say dog walked me for like 5 rounds. And but I put up a fight. I feel like I learned so much from that fight about, one, how tough I was.
Yeah.
I proved that I was a real fighter from that fight, because I got out of some crazy submissions.
Yeah.
I got cut open in the first round, blood everywhere. That was one of the bloodiest female fights I think ever in the UFC up until that point. There's obviously now been a lot since then.
Yeah.
But it was a really big deal. 5 rounds of just being murdered, but
And your poor mom's
lucky enough, my mom's in the front rows.
Yeah.
And I will say that, what was her name? Joanna?
Joanne Calderwood?
No, the other one that was the champion.
Oh, Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Which I love.
Yeah.
She only made it into the 2nd round with Rose.
Okay, no. Well, they have a long history of fighting each other. Both incredible champions.
I'm
Yeah,
still team
yeah.
Paige.
No. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
My mom's just
Team
bragging
Paige.
about me. No, incredible champions, both of them.
Yeah.
But there was a moment in that fight, and there's a picture of it. We'll put a bunch of these pictures up, where I look up to the big screen, and everyone's like, there was all these, of course, haters. They're like, oh, Paige is checking to see if she's still pretty. But I'm like looking up the camera, and all I could think of was like, oh, my poor mom. Like, there's just blood in my ears. I couldn't hear anything because my ears were full of blood.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking up at the camera. I'm like, son of a bitch. My mom is going to be so scared right now. And all I worried about was just making sure you were okay after the fight. And I was okay. But you did really well after that fight, I will say. Just being like really supportive and like giving me a hug and like just making me feel like it's fine. Like, you're fine. You're good.
Yeah, and I think also for me, just learning how much you love the sport. Anybody who stays in there for that long, like, you had so much heart. And I want to say, even though you weren't winning that, you were still where you belonged. Like, it was still your place. Like, you know what I mean? There's always going to be good days and bad days with anything we do in life. But I could tell from that moment just how much your heart was there. And like, that is where you belonged. Like, you loved it. Like, you were there because you loved it. And I remember at one point you stick your tongue out. Like, that's all you got. Like,
I love talking about this fight. So there's 2 stories here. So I'm in the middle of the fight, and Rose is on my back, and we were so sweaty and bloody that she couldn't submit me. It took a really long time. So she kept getting deep in these submissions, but I was super flexible and mobile, and I could get out and escape. And at one point she's like on my back, and like I had that cut, and Pat in the corner was like, she's quitting. She's going to quit. She's going to quit. Open up that cut. And I screamed back at Pat, I'm not fucking quitting. And I'm talking shit to Pat Barry in the corner, who I love Pat. I love Rose and Pat. They're incredible people. So I'm like talking shit to Pat. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not quitting. We're talking. And then I stick my tongue out at him. I'm like sticking my tongue out. And I'm covered in blood in the corner, talking shit to Pat with Rose just beating the shit out of me on my back. So then they're of course, he's just doing his job. He's talking. And then my dad is sitting right behind Pat.
Oh boy.
And then so my dad has to start talking shit to Pat. And then Pat turns around and was like, he like immediately wants to start like going back and forth, but then Pat is like so respectable. And then immediately,
did Pat know it was that was your dad talking to him?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, I think Pat either found out that was my dad or whatever, went up to my dad and said, hey, I'm so sorry, like about, turning around, and like shook my dad's hand. I was like, things were heated. There was a lot of emotion. So I'm sorry that I turned around to like argue with you. And that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, what a cool guy for him to like go
sure.
out of his way to go like apologize to my father afterwards.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. But from a mom's perspective, it was my first loss, and I feel like you handled it really well. And then afterwards, I had my first ever after party at Tao, and I was in the hotel room, cut open. I had a pretty black eye, and you were the one who were like, no, Paige, it's business. You need to go to your after party.
I remember that.
dang.
I do.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to go. I was going to say no. There's an injury clause in my contract if I got injured, which I was. I mean, stitches everywhere, super black eyes. I had to wear sunglasses the whole time. But you were like, no, you're fine. You're fine. You need to get up and you need to go handle your business and go to the after party.
That's cool.
So,
I do remember that.
Yeah.
you were the one who got me out of bed and got me back on my feet, and we went to the beach and relaxed afterwards to the beach house now we own.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You have a beach house.
But I guess I'm talking a lot. But tell me about your perspective, I guess. What was it like watching your daughter, like, I guess, fail for the first time on such a massive stage in like such a violent way, I guess.
So I think what people don't see from behind the scenes, or they don't see everything it takes to prepare and to get ready for that moment. And it's such a huge platform. And then just how much heart and how much I guess I just feel like people don't see everything you guys put as athletes, what you put into it. And it's not about the money. It's not about the after party. It's about that moment and about winning. And I think it's easy for athletes, or all of us as humans too. You know, obviously we get disappointed in ourselves when you put that much into something and the outcome isn't what you want it to be. It's just, there's such that deep disappointment, and, you know, just that's such a huge scale. So it's hard to see. I guess you don't want to see the people you love hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like easy for like our family to look back and, you know, think how proud of us that they are and stuff, but like the only thing we're really thinking of, like, we're defining our success whether we win or lose the fight, really. And so it's like you get in those really hard like situations, and, you know, after a fight and after you know, lose and all that. And so it's tough. I know for myself, like one of the hardest parts about, you know, I recently, my last couple fights have not been the outcome that I had wanted. And it's almost like it doesn't affect like me as much as I feel like I care more about like what the people close around me, like what you think about, what your mom, like what my mom, what my dad, like, you know, and I know that you guys are all proud of me still, but it's like, I don't feel like I'm successful because I lost. And I think like all you guys are like, oh, you know, he lost. He's a loser. So, and it's so funny, but we get caught up in these.
Well, of course we don't think that, because obviously I've had my share of losses lately. I've been on, you know, a new journey in life, and you've never thought less of me. So why would I ever think less of you if you lose?
Yeah. But it's just, you know, the
But
sport
I totally
and
understand.
how, you know, the tough part. And like your mom said, you know, a lot of people just don't really know the emotion or see like what we got to do to do these things and stuff.
To prepare and sacrifice for it. And on a happier note, because of that fight, I truly believe it was because of that fight, I had a lot of respect for myself. Like I finally feel like I earned that respect. I had 3 really good fights. I got performance of the night in my UFC debut. Then I fought Felice Herrig, who was an absolute like legend for me. Looking up to Felice for so long. She was just so talented and acclaimed. Then I fought Alex Chambers. And that was my first fight where I feel like I really proved that I was tough. And that was where I got like my name for myself. It created such headlines. Even though I lost, I ended up getting on
Dancing with the
Stars. And that's a positive note. So, Mom, how stoked were you when I got on Dancing with the Stars?
Well, actually, funny part about that is I was helping you answer some messages on social media, because she'd blown up. She had no personal assistant. She had, you know, she was doing a lot of stuff on her own. This young female athlete trying to figure out. I mean, there's so many fun backstories we get to. Oh my goodness! Like she has no personal assistant. I mean, I think people think you have all these things. One thing. After her UFC debut, right? No one tells her that she should have another outfit. So the only outfit she has that entire night is what she wore in the cage.
Oh, damn.
She has no other outfit. And then she gets asked to do the press conference. Everybody else has been told, hey, bring a suit, bring a tie, bring this. She has nothing. She doesn't even, I don't even know if she had a sweatshirt.
No.
And another fun fact, sorry, I went back.
Go ahead.
She ran home from that because all she could think about was the pizza we had. So she left her debut and ran like 2 miles back to the hotel.
Your debut is
in Texas.
Okay,
So let me give you more backstory on what she's talking about.
Okay.
So I was the second fight of the night.
Yeah.
The second. I was on the Fight Pass prelims.
Yep.
So untelevised. It was just on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
So second fight of the card, normally after you fight, you can leave. But they somehow, either they knew that I was going to get a bonus. It was just such a good fight.
Yeah.
I ended up getting fight of the night. So they asked me to stay for the press conference. Well, I didn't really understand. I didn't know what that meant. It was my UFC debut. I didn't know I was about to get a fight bonus. So I have to stay for the whole card. in the locker room.
Yeah.
I stayed for the whole thing in the back. Didn't watch any fights. I just sat back there because I didn't know why I was going to this press conference.
Yeah.
Small embarrassing story. I started my period in my fight shorts. So you can see me bleed through my fight shorts in the fight. Anyways.
Oh boy.
Sorry. I'm in my same outfit the whole night, in just the outfit I fought in. I didn't know I needed to bring anything else. Go to the press conference. I'm sitting up there, and they announce that the three bonus winners or whatever. Well, I still didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
I didn't know the UFC bonuses. So I'm sitting up there. They're like, "Oh, Paige, you got a fight bonus." I'm like, "Cool." And then I'm like, "Awesome." And I'm listening, and then all of a sudden I hear him say that it's $50,000, and I pretty much shit my pants up there. Like, you could see my face go white. Like, I didn't know what that meant.
Because what was do you remember what your purse was?
My purse, I got $8,000 to show, $8,000 to win.
Yeah.
$8,000 to show up, $8,000 to win. So I inevitably made $16,000 to fight that night. And then all of a sudden I got an extra $50,000 on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not broke. We were never broke as a family. I will say we never went hungry.
Yeah.
But that was a ton of money for us. Like,
yeah, and there was a time, and you got to remember, so you got 16, but you gave half of that to your corners.
Yeah,
flying
you got to
people
pay.
out, your coaches, your trainers, I mean, I don't think people realize how much money it takes.
How much it costs. So,
it costs a lot.
Like, for the UFC, it was new for them to have females.
Yeah.
So, like, you have to pay for an extra room for your coaches and corners because I can't stay with my.
Yeah.
Like, they've definitely evolved now that
Yeah.
they've had females in the UFC for so long. But I had to figure out where to get my hair braided because they didn't provide that yet.
Yeah.
You have to pay for so much out of pocket for training, for managers, for this, for that. So, yes, I made $16,000, but I probably went home with $8,000 at the end of it. So I find out I win the $50,000. Press conference commences. I jump off the stage. The cameras are still rolling.
You
You can see me run off the stage, jump off the front of it, and just take off in a sprint. Because my mom had ordered pizza for me, and it was back at the hotel.
Yeah.
I didn't take the fighter bus. I didn't take a taxi. I didn't take anything. I just full sprint
She ran
from the venue to my hotel because there's pizza waiting for me.
Oh, that's so
And then I
funny.
was like, still, when I got to the hotel, I wasn't sure that I won $50,000. Like, I still didn't hit in. So I pulled my mom aside. I'm like, "Hey, I think I got $50,000 bonus, but I'm not really sure. Like, can you maybe not tell anybody?"
Yeah.
And so I didn't want her to tell anybody because
Yeah.
I just didn't know. I was still so brand new. So anyways, we took a long journey back to me being on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah.
So were you really quick though? Did you watch Dancing with the Stars before she was on, or?
I had seen a few episodes,
Okay.
yes, with her grandparents.
Yeah.
But also she had so much social media coming in now because it's like her third fight. But someone named Mark Ballas was like, "Hey, I'd love to have you on Dancing with the Stars. Have you seen it?" And she, meanwhile, never answers, never texts him back, never responds.
Left it on red.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
But I think I had messaged and yes or something. But in the meantime, I just love taking little dance. I mean, I'm a dance instructor. That's like my art, and the fact that now cell phones are new, we can like carry these cute little computers around in our pockets.
Yeah.
And, we can add music. Oh my gosh, so excited! So we just love going around like Boston, because this is before Dancing with the Stars. So we're running around just taking dance videos. Here I have my one dancer, the only one with me. You will have to do.
Yeah.
You are going to do 1,000
"All right,
dance videos.
You're gonna dance here. I'm running around Boston, and I'm dancing on this stage. I'm
like,
dancing here, and
yeah, like music and this. It's so fun." Anyhow, so she finally, I think, responds back, and lo and behold, she gets flown out to LA, does a couple auditions,
did a few interviews.
Oh, I guess there was
Okay.
just interviews, yeah. And next thing you know, Dancing with the Stars, here we go.
Yep. Next thing you know, so it was all because the only reason I got on Dancing with the Stars is one, Mark Ballas showed interest in having me on the show.
Yeah.
Two, my mom opened the message on Twitter.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Because I had such a huge influx of stuff coming into social media, and Twitter was one of the main platforms
and
back
pretty
then.
new too.
Oh, brand new to Twitter. So
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey mom, like there's just too much. Can you just manage the messages and tell me the ones that I need to read or reply to?" So then she would go through and be like, "Hey, this one hey, reply to this one or
Yeah.
whatever. So then I would open the message and respond. And,
Yeah.
And so my mom basically got me on Dancing with the Stars.
Crazy. And I mean, it came from, that fight with Rose.
Came
and
from
being
that fight.
main event and being in a war like that
Yep.
and stuff. So,
Pretty cool. And all the dance videos. Like, how much fun?
yeah. And all the
they're
dance
so fun.
videos.
And all the dance videos, which my mom did bring her tap shoes.
Yes, I did. I
On
brought my
this-
tap shoes. I
oh.
brought my tap shoes.
He like here?
Yes, they're here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're out there.
Someone
we'll
may have
do a little
texted
tap
me at 1
video.
in the morning and say, hey, Mom, bring your tap shoes.
You know what? I think I got a little bit drunk and I was like, ooh, I'm
yes.
going to put on my tap shoes.
Because you got your tap shoes here.
I got
somewhere,
my tap
right?
shoes here
Yeah.
too.
Oh boy.
And another thing, my mom is better than me at basketball and tap.
Really?
My mom
Tap
is a really
dance?
good tap teacher.
Yeah.
My mom's really good.
Yeah. I've seen you tap dance a
Yep.
couple times though.
Every now and then I'll just get in the mood and
Yeah.
I'll bust out my tap shoes. And
When we had the Texas Street House, the wood floors, you would do a little tap.
Do a little
on
tap
there.
dance.
Yeah, I thought
Uh-huh.
it was kind of cool.
do a little tap dance. So
Yeah.
this is, a lot compressed into a short period of time, long period of time compressed.
Yeah.
Come off Dancing with the Stars, and obviously I did extremely well. I got second
Oh,
place. It was a really cool experience, and having you in LA with me, and we had so much fun in LA. Experiencing Dancing with the Stars was just so awesome, and it was very, very shortly after that I met my husband.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, because my mom was the one telling me like you gotta watch it. And which I can't believe because I was such a big UFC fan and watched fights and stuff, but I hadn't, forgive me, but I hadn't really heard about you or like really knew too much about you yet. I think this, what year was that?
I turned 22,
Yeah.
so
I'm trying to think. It was on 2014 you were in the UFC. No, 2015.
2015-ish.
2015. Yeah. So maybe I wasn't really watching. Yeah. Anyways, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom.
Regardless.
Watch Dancing with the Stars. There's this really
There's
cute
this
UFC
really
girl.
cute girl, Paige VanZant,
Yeah.
on the show.
Never in a million years would she think that I'd marry.
Yeah.
that cute little.
Okay, I feel like we could go on about fights. Oh, sorry. I feel like we could go on about fight stories forever,
Yeah.
but we only have so much time. I have questions for you, Mom.
Okay. Hold up. Scratching my throat.
That's okay. These are going to be pretty generic, but a few questions I thought I had. These are from me
Okay.
because these are just
Stretching
questions
my
from me. Then we're going to get you. So someone commented the way I sit looks uncomfortable, but we're both, neither of us can let our feet hang.
No, I cannot let my feet hang.
So we're either have our legs up or legs crossed. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
All right, Mom, ready?
I'm ready.
Questions for Mom. What do you hope the most for in Austin in my future?
Ooh, I would say happiness. Like that would be first, happiness,
Yeah.
health, and I think honestly too, just like enjoying the little moments in life. Like
Yeah.
they go by so fast. Just turned 52. Life is precious. It's a gift. Yeah, enjoy. Smell the flowers. Jump in the water. Enjoy it. Like every single second of it, it's gonna go by fast.
Were you expecting a different answer?
Yeah, I was.
I was still-
I was expecting kids.
I was still. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was gonna say I'm excited for you to have grandbabies.
babies.
Because I know that would be my mom's answer.
That would be
But
your
I
mom.
loved
There's my
your
good- yeah.
your answer was
Yeah,
very sweet.
It's funny because we've
Yeah.
talked about that too with the kids, but I mean, this might sound selfish. It is kind of selfish, but I love having time with you.
Yeah.
And I just find every minute precious and amazing, and I love it. And I'm not in a hurry, like I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, like I get so
You're
much
still
time with
stuck-
you.
you're not
A
I
lot
love it.
changes, right? Like you have
Yeah.
kids and
And I
things
know
change. and-
that I will love it, and obviously I'm gonna love having grandkids. I
Yeah.
love kids.
Yeah.
I love kids. I love seniors. I love dogs. But yeah, I don't know. Time goes by so fast. Like
yeah,
enjoy
Yeah.
every second.
Okay.
yeah,
Beautiful answer, Mom.
that was. I kind of want to cry.
Stop it.
I know you do. I can see it.
What was the hardest thing about raising me?
The hardest thing about raising, well, I would say you were equal to 3 daughters. So you're gonna need to have 3 girls. But the hardest thing, I would say, watching you get hurt. When you see somebody you love just have a broken heart, that's like devastating.
Yeah.
The only way I could explain to it was like, imagine dentist getting hurt. How do you feel? And times that by 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's the hardest part.
Yeah. Gone through some stress in my life, but
yeah.
We're probably going to have twin girls like
Probably.
our first.
right off the jump.
Right off the rip.
Just to get back at me.
Twin girls, yeah.
At what point were you the most mad at me?
Oh, the most.
nice.
What was I the most mad at you? Okay.
When you moved your boyfriend in.
After 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness. I don't know exactly what you did, but I think you had been kind of snotty. And I remember we were at George Fox.
I remember this.
And I took your phone and I broke it in half and I dropped it down a drain.
Oh,
that's probably
no
the most mad
way.
I've ever been.
And you smacked me.
I think I smacked you. Yes, I did smack you.
So
You were being naughty.
I was
she
being really naughty. I think
so
I had
sassy.
snuck out of my window and was getting drunk with people.
Oh,
and
damn.
Yeah.
You're being really naughty.
And she wasn't letting me see her. So we had this thing where I had to see her text messages because,
it was new to phones back
Yeah.
then. It was
Yeah.
a brand
Yeah.
new phone. So
yeah, and she'd gotten in a little trouble. And so I just was like, I don't know. I think whatever her sassy mark, I may have smacked her, took her phone. So she may have learned the smacking from me. So for UFC fans.
It must have been earlier on in phones because I'm assuming the
a
snap
flip
was a
phone.
flip phone,
It was a flip
right?
phone, and I broke it in half.
Yep.
And I dropped it around the drain. Like, well, I guess you don't need a cell phone.
guess you don't need a cell phone.
Yep.
So that's how I lost my cell phone.
Yeah.
There goes that Nokia,
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
those
It
were,
was like
yeah.
a razor.
The flip phone. Yeah, the razors.
Razor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think that I would be when I grew up?
When you were younger, definitely. I mean, I figured it'd have something to do with dance, something in the limelight, but then also you loved cooking.
Yeah.
So I figured it can. Honestly, I really feel like you could do anything you wanted to do and anything you put your heart and soul into.
I still love cooking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just feel like, and I've just known that since you were little, that whatever you put your mind to, you were going to do it, and you would be
Thanks, Mama.
successful. Like,
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that.
This is gonna be a funny one. If your life was a reality show, what would it be called?
If mine was,
Yes.
Oh gosh. If mine was a reality show.
The Life of a Cougar.
There we go. And there you have it.
Secret Life of a Cougar Fighter's Mom.
There we go.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
Okay. We have a written in story, and I thought this was a perfect one from a follower to use for today because it is from parents.
Ooh, okay.
So we call this Who's Punching Below the Belt, and we basically ref their arguments at home and decide who's punching them below the belt and who's in the wrong. I'm going to let you read it because you're my reader.
I'm the reader.
I think this is a good one, so I'm curious your take, Mom. And yeah,
Okay. Here we go.
who's punching below the belt?
Who is punching below the belt? I'm a parent of a 16-year-old wrestler / hockey player. He's grown up from a young age in multiple sports starting at the age of 4, the two main sports being wrestling and hockey. Through his adolescent years, juggling the two sports has not been an issue. But now that we are into the high school season, both sports are at the same time. My son is a very naturally gifted wrestler and a skilled hockey player making varsity for both with ease. There's a lot of tension between both sports. If I was to pick which sport he is more talented in, it is definitely wrestling. He is gifted, although this is not his sport of choice. My husband forces wrestling because this is the sport he will get the scholarships at. Also the sport my husband did in high school. Funny, I think I know who these people are. Yeah. Anyways, we also both agree. He's a much better human being, well-mannered and respectful due to the life lessons wrestling teaches you. Unfortunately, I can't say the same thing about his attitude when he's in full hockey mode. For a lack of better word, he's a punk when he's in hockey mode. My son has no desire to wrestle in college nor play hockey and college for... Yeah, wait. My son has no desire to wrestle in college nor play hockey and college for that matter. He just wants to go to school. A and B student. If my son had to pick one sport right now, he would pick hockey. He doesn't necessarily have to pick, but both sports are suffering. As a parent, I believe he is a better wrestler human being than a hockey player human being. If he continues to dual sport, he will be averaging at both rather than excelling at one. My question to you guys, is it right to force a child to do a specific sport? Dad, wrestling, mom, hockey, kid's choice.
Okay. This is interesting.
Okay, so for me, I say you gotta let your kid choose. Like, I think if you force a child to do something that they're not 100% wanting to do,
Yeah.
it's just going to cause a negative response. But I also think that you could just reach out and like, just explain the different scenarios of this and that and why this scholarship would be so great. But then I also, honestly, as a parent, you look back at the end of the day, they can end up being a writer.
Yeah. So I
think we try to, I feel like as parents, we try to control the future. That's the thing, is we want to control. I'm stuck in this. Like, I hate the unknown. I hate change. And I wasted so much time of my life worrying about the outcome of your life, which obviously you did pretty well.
Thank you.
And I just, I feel like don't worry so much. Just enjoy the time you have with them.
Yeah. I think the way I could relate this back to my life and ours is you guys were very transparent with saying, one, we're not paying for you guys to go to college. We can't. So, one, you have to do it yourself. So, if I were to, I needed to do whatever I could to set myself up for school. And I think that could I have gone on an athletic scholarship? I could have focused on one specific sport. But also in like the sports side of it, you told me you can pick whatever you want to do, but you need to do it 100%.
Yes, I do.
So like even you noticed when I lost my interest in dance, and it was like, all right, you're losing my spark. I was losing my fire. I wasn't as interested or dedicated anymore. And it was like, yes, and you need to pick what you want to do and you need to do it 100%. And that's how it was with like fighting and everything too.
Yeah.
So I think if you guys would have continued to force me to dance, I mean, inevitably I got burnt out. Yeah. Was I good at it? Yeah. And at the time I was far better at dance because that's what I had been doing for so long. But I was burnt out and I just didn't want to do it anymore. So then I went into fighting, and obviously I got successful in a career, and it was a far more dangerous sport, and the unknowns were definitely bigger.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard. You can't really force your kids to do something they don't want to do.
Oh, I agree 100%. Especially, we're talking about a sport like wrestling, like fighting. And those are sports that if you aren't, you're always going to go through times and stuff where, it's like, gosh, damn it, I got to go to practice again.
Of course.
All this. And it's tough, and you got to make that decision. But a sport like wrestling, I feel like you got to be all in. And as time goes on, if you force your kid to do it, inevitably it's gonna cause a crash, and it's not gonna, so let your kid be. But yes, if you start something, you're gonna finish it.
Yes.
So
and
there's
if the
no
kid's
quitting.
choosing hockey, you say, all right, fine, this is your choice, but you're going to be dedicated to it and you're going to have a good attitude.
Yes.
Yeah. Because obviously I believe hockey I think it's an expensive sport with all the gear and all the, I would assume lots of gear, skates. And, if we're going to support you playing hockey, then you got to have a better attitude. Yeah. Because we can take it away and I'm going to force you to go to wrestling practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Your ass is going to wrestling practice.
The first bad attitude you have, you're going back to wrestling practice.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's necessarily anyone punching below the belt.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I can see
both sides.
Yeah, I can see both sides, but I would definitely, it's tough to, I think throughout history when we've seen, I know for my own experiences with teammates who their parents force them to do these things, it never really ends up being ideal or a good situation. Mm-hmm. So,
and for the parents though too, understanding the parent wants the best for the child, no matter what. Your parents love you so much. They want the best outcome. They want the best future. They want to set you up. So hopefully whoever this child is that they're thinking of, they can just really see that my parents love me. They want the absolute best for me. Yeah. And just understanding, the parent's perspective, you always want the best for your kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So was this just a random?
Yeah, there's an entry.
Crazy. I might not know it. Of course it could be, but
I'm going to read the next one.
Okay, you want the next one? Here we go.
Yeah. This is actually just not who's punching below the belt, but a fan wrote in, and we could have emailed it back, but I thought this was an interesting one just to read.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm excited.
A lot of these are for you. There's a few questions for you.
Right,
so it says, "What's up, guys? I'm liking the new podcast. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
They love the setup.
Love it.
As far as the Taylor Swift comments, I believe it's 100% fake too. I got in some hot water with the whole Taylor Swift situation.
Yeah.
I stand by what I said though. Austin, I remember you saying that you play Call of Duty. First,
Yes.
what system do you play on?
Xbox.
He said, I'm going to get into the Xbox series.
Okay.
And I think he wants to know if you could play online sometime, even though they're not very good at playing. They want to know your gamer tag. I don't know if we're supposed to shout that out yet.
Me.
They want to say, Paige, I'm following you on Twitter and notice that you don't respond to fans on there anymore. I don't know if my mom has my login anymore. So I do need to get better at Twitter. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to work on it. Have you guys thought about getting back into fighting with the UFC? And they miss 12 gauge. You know what? I don't know that. Actually, no, I 100% know I'll probably never fight in the UFC again.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think it's my decision. I've just gotten to a point that I have no desire. I think I've had my success in the UFC. I have my story, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my accomplishments and what I did. So no, I don't think the UFC is my future.
Yeah.
But I still have a bright future in whatever I choose to do, wherever I choose to go. But yeah, I don't think it's the UFC.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I agree. I think like or not even being blunt, but like looking at it from the outside, from my perspective, I don't know why you ever would go back.
There's just not a big why for me. Like, okay, I can't answer the question of like, okay, but why would I?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Like why would you go and do it? You don't need to do it. And, I think we have these times in our lives and these experiences and stuff. And sometimes it's time to move on from them and be proud of what you accomplished.
Yeah. And I am really happy with that chapter of my life being closed.
Yeah.
And also too, like from the mom perspective, you've always been one who has like goals and lists, and like other people don't see it. Like 19, you were like going to buy my first house by 24. You bought it 20, checked it off. Gonna do this. I mean, she's had these huge vision boards, and when it's done, it's done. It was get in the UFC, win this many fights. I will say, like, I never had on like my vision board to be a UFC champion.
Yeah.
It was never a goal of mine. My goal was to compete in the UFC and be successful, and I was. I had a long running in the UFC. I was there for 6 years. I was able to be in the UFC for a long time.
Yeah.
And had multiple fight of the night bonuses, had a knockout bonus, and some really, really cool experiences. But that was just never like, I never felt like I needed to be a champion to feel accomplished. Yeah. That just wasn't, I had other goals in life that I feel like were a little bit more, I don't want to say less superficial, because it's not the word I'm thinking of. But my goals in life were to purchase a home. They were a little bit more, like just had to deal with my home life, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to check things off and be able to set my future up. Like those kinds of goals, I guess.
Yeah. And I think, your time in the UFC and doing that has created memories for you that, you're always going to be able to cherish and think back on. And,
forever.
And that's what matters the most. Cause at the end of the day, that's all we really have.
That's all we have.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
but I have a lot more stories for that. Lots more stories.
Yes.
But how long have we been chatting for?
We've been chatting for 63 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Perfect.
That's great. Okay. Should I do some Instagram questions?
Yeah, let's do a couple Instagrams.
And,
yeah.
I think the only thing, I think we're good, because then I just have to close.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Well, before we get you out of here, I do want to go. Gosh, I read the first Instagram question and
I'm sweating.
Instagram has questions for you, Mom.
Okay,
let's do it. I'm gonna read. I'm not reading all of them.
No, let's read the nice ones.
Well, no, I'm gonna read some.
Oh, no,
Mama. You are in the hot seat for a reason.
Okay.
You don't have to answer all of them just because I ask.
Okay.
Remember, that's a good thing I learned in life.
You can say no.
Yeah.
Yep.
No is an answer. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. We kind of talked about this, but did it scare you seeing your daughter fight in MMA? I guess, were you scared the first MMA fight I had?
The first MMA fight was actually an amateur one, and it had 1 minute, and you were winning so quickly that was just amazing.
Thank you.
I was really nervous. The first UFC fight, I was like sick to my stomach. I was so nervous.
Because you had seen fights and you knew how they could go potentially.
And then a Jordan Gaza fight. Oh my gosh. So I like, because I can't sit still. This is a long time to sit still.
Yeah.
So I did laps around the kitchen. I just kept going, watching a little bit on the computer, around the kitchen, looking a little bit on the computer. So yeah, very nervous.
And that was my first pro fight.
Yeah, first pro fight. But I will say I am a huge fan of female MMA fighters, especially having you be there. I love all you female MMA fighters.
Thank you.
I love their backstories, and yeah.
That was actually a question I had for you, is now that I'm not in the UFC, who is your new female, your favorite female UFC fighter?
Oh, my favorite. I still love Rose Namajunas.
Yes.
She's definitely going to be a favorite. Let me think. Goodness, that's a good question. I need to get back into it. Okay, this is changing topics.
Yeah.
But I love Rose. I will
Okay,
always
we'll
love
say Rose.
Yeah, we'll say Rose.
I'm
Cool.
going to say Rose.
That's perfect.
But I love betting, so I'm really into MMA now.
Oh,
Wow.
damn.
No,
Okay.
this is fun. I don't bet money, but as soon as they come out,
I don't bet money, but
as soon as they come out, myself and my boyfriend choose right away. We don't get to know any backstories. We have to know who's going to win by how they walk out to the cage, and I will say I beat him every time.
that's awesome.
Every time.
She can tell
So
by
it's
the
fun.
walkout.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, all right. That's pretty epic. All right. Here we go, Mom.
Okay.
Boy.
Do your feet get sweaty and stinky like Paige's?
No, they do not.
That's great.
I
I don't know
have
why
stinky feet.
this-
But I don't think you do either.
They don't. This fella, Joe,
Joe, rude.
who I don't know, by the way, my feet do my feet get smelly?
No, they do not.
Actually,
Sometimes they can get a little
I
bit
think
of
you've
a.
told me a few times.
Yeah. Now that I think back, because you'll tend to wear the same pair of socks a couple times in a row. Not like daily. You don't wear them like all day, like 2 days. But you might wear like a short pair one night when we're like
This
in New
is the
York
thing,
or
all
something.
right.
And then the next night you might wear the same, which I'm sure everyone does.
But this is an episode I wanted to say for a later date. I had a funny thing. Like, what bougie things do you do now that let you know you made it in life? Because, coming up, we lived in a mobile home.
Yeah.
What things do I do now that prove that I made it in life? And these are things like, and they ask celebrities, what was your first like big expense? Or your first thing you spend too much money on.
Yeah.
You spend too much money on football cards.
Yeah,
That's great.
I'm guilty.
That's your thing.
Yeah, guilty.
I the socks that I buy,
Oh, yes.
they're $12 a pair.
Those
Yeah,
are
but
good
you-
socks, though.
They're
Yeah.
therapeutic. One had the exact same socks
Oh, yeah.
on.
Yeah.
From Amazon, too.
I buy them on Amazon.
Yeah, from Amazon.
They're $12 a pair.
Yeah, I know.
But-
And you always are like, these socks are
They're
socks.
so
I'm like,
expensive, but
babe.
they are the best socks ever, and I
Yeah.
will never not wear them. So if a pair are dirty and I can't find a clean pair, I have to rewear the same socks.
And why, also, too, though, why do you have to get so many pairs? Because you do buy them quite often.
Oh, Dennis takes them outside.
Yeah, Dennis takes them off and these $12 socks. And
And then
goes
Dennis will buy, but it's cute, so I don't want to take it from him. So he'll
I
take my socks
know.
and he'll like scurry outside with my sock.
Yeah.
So I made it in life. I can now afford $12 socks. Okay, back to the questions because I have other bougie things that I do.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
This is a fun. That'll be a fun
That'll be
one.
a fun one.
Yeah.
Should I share one more or save it?
Save it.
Save it. I'm saving it.
Yeah.
But it's funny, guys. So
Okay.
just wait. Well, a lot of them if you're single.
Okay.
We've now found out that you're not.
Yeah.
I have a boyfriend.
And you have a boyfriend. Okay. Lots of reaction. Oh. Do you like I'm not asking you that.
Ask it.
Do you like men?
Let me ask it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I know
this
it
is
starts. Oh, is it Chrissy_GTR?
I don't remember. Just go for it.
Oh, maybe
You're
I don't
asking your
wanna-
mother-in-law
Maybe
these.
I don't want to ask this.
Why did you think it'd be it'd be easier for you to ask?
Because I think it'd be funny if I do. Do you like getting your toes sucked on? I didn't think I'd ever ask something like that.
No, I don't know if that's my thing.
Oh no! Well,
I
that.
guess
Take
you'd
it away,
have to-
babe. Keep
You-
asking.
Oh
You'd have
gosh,
to
one
hope I
more.
don't have stinky feet.
Oh no!
Austin loves sucking on my toes.
Hey. Oh boy.
I know,
let's
it's
see.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
filtering through the fan questions.
Yeah, let me get one more.
I think Austin's mom should be next.
I think so too. I know. We need to bring. She got to come to Florida though. Austin's family still lives in Alaska.
Yeah.
True.
Let's see.
But you did make it here all the way from Oregon.
Yes, I did.
First podcast guest. Are you going to give us a question, babe?
Yeah.
You're chickening out on all of them.
Well, yeah. There's a lot. Is she single? Does Momma VanZant have an OnlyFans? Let's see. A lot of, will you allow Paige to rear naked choke me? Gosh, dang. Yeah, there's a lot of
things you're not comfortable with asking your mother-in-law.
Yeah, I can't believe I asked the one. Gosh, I'm trying to find one more.
Well, getting your toes sucked on is apparently the most appropriate comment that we have.
Well, this guy asked a valid question.
Okay.
Do you think it's weird that he enjoys wearing girls' underwear?
No, I love a man who can be comfortable in women's underwear.
Okay,
There you
well,
go. There you go, buddy.
But if you went home and Joel was wearing some of your underwear, would you be concerned?
Probably.
Probably be a little
Probably.
weird, right?
You'd probably be a little bit concerned.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know if he'd yeah. No.
Yeah. Someone says you have a very sexy butt.
Ooh. Thank you.
Would you ever sell your worn socks?
Well, these were Target. I don't know, $1.99.
They weren't $12, so.
Oh.
Oh, can you do the splits?
Next question.
Okay. Anyways, I believe we are done.
Yeah.
That's it. We're done with
That
the
was
fan
good. That
questions.
was
That was
awesome.
incredible. Thank you, Mom, for being the first guest on
you.
A Kickass Love Story, the podcast.
Yay,
How was your experience? Was it good?
It was good.
Easier than you thought?
Easier than I thought.
Yeah. Your
Perfect.
first podcast ever.
Ever.
Right?
First
Yeah.
podcast ever. All right. Well, thank you guys. Of course, like, subscribe, share, comment.
Yeah, hit us up too with guests you guys want to see, because we could pull some strings.
We can pull some strings. We
yeah,
can get
we
some
get
good
some
guests.
cool guests. So
Yeah, we got some good
more guests
Yep.
and yeah.
I think this is a good starting place.
Yeah.
Starting with Momma VanZant. We had some really good questions for you.
Yeah.
We are on YouTube and anywhere you listen to your podcast, so make sure you tune in. And let's do another. Let's write into A Kickass Love Story at gmail.com with your Who is Punching Below the Belt questions and any other questions that you have answered or featured on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. We're out.